This is my overview on the Lumix S Prime series lenses. We're talking the 18mm, 24mm, 35, 50, and 85mm, all f1.8. So I first got access to this kit of lenses when I went to Japan last year for the Lumix S5 Mark II event and launch. So essentially I had these lenses for a few months and I didn't really touch them all that often because I was kind of in my zoom era and season of my life. But in full transparency, when the L mount was released for the Ronin 4D, I started to see a really big application for these lenses, and I was like, actually, these lenses are really, really good for stabilizers. And then because that piqued my interest, I started using the lenses more and more and started to fall more in love with them for not only the application of using them on a stabilizer, but for a few other reasons. First and foremost, these lenses are all the exact same size. When you line them up side by side, they're the exact same height and diameter, which is good for a few different reasons. Primarily is that when you put them on a gimbal, they're more or less the same weight. So balancing the gimbal is very easy. Yes, the 85mm and the 18mm are a bit heavier, but you're talking about some micro adjustments on your stabilizer. That means that you can just swap these lenses out and you can just get right back into shooting again with different focal lengths. They're also all the same filter thread size. They're 67mm, and this is good for a few different reasons. One, when you're swapping out your lenses, you can just take off the filter, put your new filter back on, and you can also save money by buying smaller filters. Another key factor in the lenses all being the exact same size, this makes it so much easier that if you end up putting like a focus ring on here, and let's say you're using a follow focus on some sort of camera build out, you can just swap out the lenses and you have the exact same mounting area for your focus pulling unit. And that is like the most crucial thing to think about when you're on set, is how do you save time that you're not losing momentum, you're not losing energy, or just wasting the production's time. These lenses are so light. I've been doing this job for 10 years and I have lugged camera gear all around the world. I am currently in Spain right now. I'm using these lenses to shoot this project for an international client. I think the optics look amazing, but primarily I can walk around the city and not break my back and still get great optical quality and image quality, and also have reliability with the autofocus. I think the optical quality out of these lenses looks so great. We've used these lenses on 3 commercial shoots recently. Here's some example footage that we got, and I think they just look great and super sharp edge to edge. So much so that I started getting questions that were like, what lenses are you using on your camera there? And I've actually been renting out this entire kit more often than any other piece of gear in my entire arsenal because people want to use this on the Ronin 4D and their Lumix systems. Another nice thing is that these lenses are all f-stop 1.8. So if you want that shallow depth of field like this, it is very easy to get this look across all of the lenses. Now, to get the best performance out of these lenses, you'll want to pair them with a Lumix system. So if you can just see here, I'm using the S5 Mark II X, and this is the autofocus and how quick the autofocus can be with these lenses. Actually, let's do a real test and switch it to f1.8 and just see how it does. I think it did a really good job. Not a super huge important aspect to it, but the lenses do have the ability to turn the autofocus and manual focus on and off on the side. Not like a deal breaker if a lens has this or not. I personally prefer to shoot in a hybrid manual focus mode where it's autofocus, but if it's not picking the thing that I want, then I can just pull manual focus. All of the lenses are L mount, which means that you can use them on your Lumix cameras like the Lumix S5 Mark II or Mark II X. You can also use them on your Leica cameras if that's something that you'd be interested in. You can also get the L mount adapter for the DJI Ronin 4D. And ever since that adapter came out with these lenses, that camera became so much more versatile and usable. These are very versatile hybrid lenses. You can use them both for photo and for video. Here are a few stills that I took with the 35mm. I think they were very, very sharp edge to edge. I would say that the price point of these lenses makes it very, very appealing. For the entire kit of lenses, you're essentially looking at anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 depending on what sales are going on. But the 18mm is just shy of $1,000. The 24mm is around $900. The 35mm is $700. The 50mm is right now $450. And then the 85mm is also just shy of $500. That's $2,500 to get 5 different focal ranges, all at f1.8 with the same filter thread size, very light lenses with great autofocus performance that you can use on a bunch of different cameras. I think the price point is one of the most appealing aspects to these lenses across the board. The build quality of them does still feel a little like plasticky, but I also think that's what brings the price point down, and also the weight. So that's the compromise, is the housing for it might be a little bit more plasticky, but for the price and the lighter weight, I think that's a great trade-off. If you guys like this video, please press like. It actually makes a difference. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for future videos, and we will most definitely catch you in the next one. This entire video was shot on the S5 Mark II X with the 24mm f1.8 S Prime lens. So that gives you a kind of a good look at what these lenses can do. Thanks for watching. Bye.